Welcome back to another construct video, and in this video we're going to be making a sliding tile game, one where you've got 8 little pictures that you've got to move around to make the finished picture. It's really simple to do in construct, so let's get started with the tutorial. Start by inserting a new object, scroll down to sprites, and we're going to call this tile, and click anywhere. I've got an image of Google that I'm going to use today. I'm just going to copy it. You can find your own image. Control V to paste it in and enlarge the canvas. First thing we need to do is resize our canvas now. Now, as we're dealing with 3x3 tiles, we need a multiple of 3 in order to be our width and height. I'm going to keep it really simple and go 300 by 300, as that fits into our standard viewport size pretty nicely. Make sure it's set to stretch and press OK. We now have a squared version of our final image. And again, if you want an image that looks less stretched and squashed, then find one that's already square. Now I'm going to save this image. I'm going to call it wallpaper or whatever I want to call it. And now it's saved, we can go down to our animation frames at the bottom, right click, import frames, and then from strip. We can then take our wallpaper. We're going to import this as a sprite sheet. Now this is going to be 3x3 for the size of our game, and make sure we're replacing the entire animation, and then press import. Now we've got our 9 tiles that we need for our game, and we can take the very last one and delete it, as we need space for the other tiles to move into. Once you're done, hit X. Now we've got our first tile in place. Let's actually set up a little grid for it to go in. So each tile is 100 by 100, as you can see from the size there. So I'm actually going to show my grid, snap to grid, and I'm going to make the grid size 50 by 50. And I need 9 of these, so I'm going to copy and paste these in. And make sure that I've got not 9, but actually 8 of these, because I need to leave the last one free. I also can go through one at a time and change the initial animations of each of them. So the first one's going to stay as 0, next one's going to be 1, then 2, and so on. And there we go, there's all of mine in. So we've got the start of our tile puzzle. We're also going to insert a new object, and we're going to create a barrier. So this is just going to be a wall, and this just stops us being able to move tiles out of bounds. So I'm just going to grab a nice blue for this one and place it in. And I'm actually going to resize this one to 100 by 100 as well. Same size as my tiles. I'm just going to put this border all the way around the edge. And again, this is just to stop us being able to move the tiles outside of the playable space. So we're all set up. We can now start doing the programming. So we need to add some behaviors first. So the first one that we need is the solid behavior on the tile, and we also need tile movement. With our tile movement, we need to add a couple of things. So first, we need to set the grid width to be 100 by 100. And we need to add an offset of 50 by 50, because we don't want to deal with the center of the image, we want to deal with the very corner. We're going to take our wall, and we're also going to add the solid behavior. And finally, we're going to insert one new object, and we're going to add a mouse, so we're able to click on the objects. You can also add touch if you want to do this for an Android app instead. On the event sheet, we need to do a couple of things. So start with system, scroll down, and on start of layout, we need to take our tile and stop the animation. If not, it will play through every single tile animation and they'll all look the same. Next thing I'm going to do is add a new event. I'm going to check if our mouse has clicked on an object and has clicked on our tile. I'm going to add another condition to this. I'm going to check if our tile can move. So scroll down and can move in direction, and we'll start with right. I'm going to check if it can move 1 square to the right. If it can, we're going to take our tile, scroll down, simulate control, and we're going to move it to the right. Now we just need to repeat this process 4 times, so click on the edge, click 4 times, and now we need to make sure that we're checking for left and simulate control left. We're checking for the up direction and simulate control up. And then finally we're checking for the down and simulate tile movement downwards. And that is our project all set up. So now if I click, these tiles will move where I click on them. If I try and click anywhere else, nothing will happen. I can only click on the ones that have got the free space, and I can start changing and rotating these blocks around. Now the second bit we want to add today is our randomizer. So for this we're going to do a couple of things. First I'm going to grab my wall and extend it out, so I've got a nice blue space there. I'm going to insert a new object, and I'm just going to use a button for this and randomizer. Place it in, and make this nice and big, and I'm going to change the text on the side here to say random. We're going to go to our event sheet now then, and we're going to add a new global variable. This is called randomizing, and this is just going to be a boolean, and this just checks, are we currently randomizing the blocks. We're going to right click on our tile, edit instance variables, add a new one. I'm going to call this random number. This is going to start at 0, and I'm going to explain the use of this a little bit later. We're going to check if our button has now been clicked. If so, we're going to do two things. First, what I'm going to do is go to our system. I'm going to set the boolean of randomizing to true to say that we have started randomizing. The second thing we're going to do is take our tile, scroll down, and we're going to set the value of random number to random 1 to 100. This means that every single tile has now got a random number associated with it, and this is going to be really important. So what we're going to do now is do a couple of checks. So we're going to check if we are randomizing, and then we want to do an action for every single tile. So we've got this one called for each ordered. So we're going to take our tile, and the order is going to be tile dot random number. So we're going to order this by the random number that we've just set up. So every single time these tiles will be in a different order. We also want to add one more condition that says system trigger once while true. This just means this is only running once. And then finally we can actually do the random side of this. So we're going to take our tile, and we're going to set frame of animation. This is going to equal loop index. Now loop index is how far we are through this loop. So the loop will start at 0, then 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we've been through all 8 images. And again, this means that we only get one of each tile, and we don't get any repeats. And again, each tile will be selected at random. So the tiles aren't actually moving, we're changing the images on the tile instead. And that is it. We can now open our project, randomize to lots of different images, and then we can start moving these tiles around and see if we can win. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Stay subscribed for more construct videos, and I'll see you in the next one.